Hello everybody, it's Jane. You can't see my face, but I'm down here painting this very kind of large grandfather clock. That's my cat sleeping in the background. But I have it down in my living room, and if you follow me on any social, you'll see it. But it's a long grandfather clock, pine, very, very simple. And, it was probably made in the 80s. So I want to do something cool with it. But the first thing I need to do is put a very nice base coat of paint on. And I wanted to show you guys because let me tell you what I've done so far. First thing I did, I used a coat of Zinsser Bulls Eye Shellac. And then I put on a coat of white, the mud paint, Simply White, which is a clay-based paint. And this piece, like pine is known to do, is bleeding. This is not it. This is me starting my second coat of Zinsser, right? Because I'm going to have to seal it again. But here is the bleeding. You see that right there? That's bleeding. All right, you see how it kind of goes from the streaky white. Your first coat should always look awful. Hey, Barb. Are you excited? Barb, good morning. Or good afternoon. It's probably morning out there. Hey, Amanda. Thanks for joining me, you guys. Yes, this grandfather clock has been in my garage for a while, and I'm just dying to get at it now. And this is kind of that sucky part where you're dying to go, you're like, yeah, let's do it. And the bleeding happens. And I'm telling you, and you got Barb and Amanda, you probably already know this. When the bleeding starts, I don't care how many coats of paint you put on, the tannins in the wood are going to continue to bleed through. And that is a fact. Unless you're painting it in like black, that's what's going to happen. And this is very irregular. Like down here, this is no bleeding. And then as we move down the piece, right here at the base, look at that. It's really bad. So I am going to be doing at least 2 coats of Zinsser today. And I just want to show you quickly how I do that, just up with the front here. So I swear by Zinsser Bulls Eye Shellac in clear. And I stirred this really well. I'm using an old chip brush, natural bristle brush, and I just dip it in. Let's see if I could do this on camera. And it's very liquid, like really runny. And I just go over and put on a nice coat. And you need to be very, very systematic about this, which I probably wasn't when I did this the other day. I was too excited I'm like, oh, maybe I'll do molds, maybe I'll do a transfer. No, maybe I'm not going to be doing anything until this gets done. So this is what you do, and I'm only going to do a little bit on camera so I can focus. But I'm putting it on, and then after I get off the air, I'm going to lift the door open and go all the way around. So Amanda and Barb, I thought today I'd have something fun to show you with this. I even grabbed my little bucket of dried iron orchid, and I was like, look what I could do, do pretty things all over it. But alas, I can't until I get a second coat of shellac. So you guys, thank you for joining me. Any questions about paint bleeding, what to do about it, how to recognize it, let me know, ask in the comments, and I will absolutely help you through that. I have had pieces that are very, very frustrating, and I've done up to 4 or 5 coats of shellac. And sometimes what I'm beginning to believe is you need to let the shellac cure a little. Like I kind of just waited for it to be dry to the touch and started painting. I think what I'm going to do with this coat is I am going to let it cure or dry. Curing just means drying out at least overnight, maybe 24 hours, and see if that really holds down the bleeding. Barb, thank you so much. That really means everything to me. Barb just said that I'm a wonderful teacher and that she's learned so much. That's my goal, is to teach you guys as much as I can, and I also learn from all of you. Every time I see a new technique or a new way of looking at things, I learn so much. So I appreciate that. Barb and Amanda, I am going to get off here now and shellac, and I will let you guys know tomorrow how it goes. Have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for joining me. I hope you get some creative time today, make something fabulous, or even just get out a notebook and write down some ideas. That's another thing I love to do. All right, Barb, Amanda, thanks for joining me. Everybody, I will see you later.